Ridiculous Crime is a production of iHeartRadio.
Hi, Zaron.
Yeah, what's up, Elizabeth Dutton? How you doing, girl?
Pretty good, pretty good. You know what's ridiculous?
Oh, yes. I just heard about this thing. Have you ever tried to fight a peck of pickled pipers? Like drunk...
Fight them?
Yeah, like drunk bagpipers?
No.
Well, in 2016, on February 15th, there was these two cats, Callum Graham and Alan Gilruth.
Mm-hmm.
I'm saying that because they're Scottish and I don't know how to pronounce their names.
Mm-hmm.
They're both 25, and they had been going to a Valentine's Day wedding in Broxton, Scotland. I'm not sure if you know where that is.
Nope.
Anyway, afterwards, they head up a McDonald's. And the trouble was...
Post-wedding McDonald's.
Yeah,
Post-wedding Meccas.
This is, by the way, at 3:30 in the morning. And the trouble was, I don't know why they have McDonald's open at 3:30 in the morning.
Why not?
It's fun over there. McDonald's. So anyway, the trouble was, the two men, they're dressed up as Highland pipers, right? And they have their bagpipes with them. And as I told you, it's about 4 a.m. in the morning.
Yeah.
They go into the McDonald's. They're drunk. They're pipers. They have their bagpipes with them. So what do you think they do, lassie?
Did they strike up
They
the
started
band?
piping. So,
Flower of Scotland is just like violently reverberating throughout the whole place.
they piped up, and then the other diners were like, I came to the McDonald's at 4 a.m. just for my cheeseburger, not for the music, lads. And the pipers like, you keep it down. So they start assaulting verbally the other diners. The diners get mad, turn on them. 4 drunk Scots come over and try to attack the pipers. The pipers... they're down for it. They start swinging back, and they put down 4 guys.
No way.
These 2 drunk pipers put down 4 other men who were roughly about their same age. And the 4 guys who were all like just suddenly having a much worse time, they all get arrested. And I just wanted to know, since you've been to Scotland, what do you say at that point to a drunk piper? Like, good on you.
You say, "Oh, that's great."
So yeah, there it is.
That is ridiculous. That's very ridiculous. Good job.
Thank you.
You want to know what else is ridiculous?
Girl, I love ridiculous.
Trying to be 2 people at once.
Ooh.
This is Ridiculous Crime, a podcast about absurd and outrageous capers, heists, and cons. It's always 99% murder-free and 100% ridiculous. Zaron.
Elizabeth.
I want to talk to you today about Satan.
Oh, thank you. I've been waiting for so long for you to say that.
Those magic words.
You're just always like, oh, I would like to talk about February. Oh, I'd like to talk about spring flowers. Oh, I'd like to talk about baking doughs. I'm like, yeah, when are you going to get to Satan?
Satan. By the way, Sean Wells recommended this story to us via email. It's a solid tip.
Nice.
So anyway, Satan.
Hail Satan. Thank you, Sean.
Let me start with this. Don LaRose.
Yeah.
He was a minister at the First Baptist Church in Maine, New York.
Maine, New York.
That's a city in New York, not both Maine and New York.
Okay, I was a little confused.
In Maine, New York, New Jersey,
Make
Connecticut.
up your mind, Elizabeth.
October 75.
He's from Ohio, Pennsylvania.
1975.
Yes.
LaRose, he gives these talks at his church about the work of Satan.
I hear they do that at churches.
Yeah.
They're always on about Satan.
And not long after that, he called the cops.
Wait, Satan did?
Don LaRose.
It's like that man running his mouth about me.
He
tells lies.
Don LaRose says, I'm getting threatening letters and phone calls because of my Satan talks.
So he's talking about Satan, and then suddenly now he's got...
Yeah.
Okay.
So the first letter he gets reads, Reverend LaRose, for blasphemy against Satan, I condemn you to the wrath of Lucifer, son of the morning, ruler of this world, and victor over all opposing forces.
I have to say, I have never thought of Lucifer or Satan, whoever, as the son of the morning. Like, I just doesn't seem like a morning god.
I don't know. Maybe that's some of the lingo and the,
exactly.
He gets another letter that says that his blood is required for a sacrifice. It's like an invoice, basically. So then 2 other pastors from nearby Baptist churches, they start getting threatening letters and phone calls. Look what happened when he started giving these Satan talks.
I'm telling you, speak the devil's name and look what happens.
November 4th, 1975, Don LaRose disappears. Dun, dun, dun. So he tells his wife earlier that day that something odd was happening.
Like he could feel it?
Well, yeah, he gets a phone call, and it's telling him that one of the congregants is having an operation. And so he has to get to the hospital.
Oh, okay. For like spiritual succor.
Yeah.
Okay.
And he gets to the hospital and there's nothing on the schedule. No operation. No.
The devil played a trick on him?
Yeah. At just after noon that day, the church's secretary, she sees Don LaRose in the church parking lot as he's taking his lunch break.
Mm-hmm.
I like to picture him like squatting behind his car, really like...
Why do you like him?
Let me finish eating like a really soggy tuna sandwich in a really animalistic way, like a raccoon or a squirrel.
Like it's just in his fist and he's just forcing it in his face.
It's
like he's punching himself with a sandwich.
And he's just like little tiny fingers scrabbling, shoving the tuna sandwich.
Little squirrel fingers.
Yeah, so the church secretary looks out, like, oh, Don's having his lunch again.
He's having his raccoon break.
And that was the last time anyone saw him.
Whoa. I didn't see that coming. Totally distracted you with the sandwich.
I did. That was on purpose. He gets reported missing just after midnight the next day on November 5th.
Did they have to wait the 24 hours you always see on
guess,
TV? Like, we'll have to wait 24 hours.
I heard that doesn't.
That's not true.
Yeah. I'm just going to start. I'm not going to wait 48 hours anymore to report people missing.
I call if someone's 10 minutes late, I just call the police. I'm like, they're missing.
Boom. So his wife, Don LaRose, not the sandwich, not Satan.
I thought his wife was named Don LaRose too. His wife, Don LaRose.
DAWN, Don and Don.
Yeah, totally.
No, Don, his wife, Don's wife, and then some of the people from the church, they're going around to all the hospitals trying to find out, is he...
Oh, yeah.
But the thing is, they tell people we went to the hospitals not because they thought he was injured. Is he there preying on people? Not preying, P-R-E.
You're really messing me up with these homonyms. I'm like, he's over there preying on people.
Fun with homonyms today.
Creeping down the hallway looking for an open door.
He's like, the door's open and he's perched on top of it.
An orderly comes in. Don LaRose is on the roof.
He's been talking about Satan too much. No, praying for people. Mm-hmm. Is he there? No, he's not. They go driving on all the back roads looking for his car.
Oh, okay. So maybe he
had an accident
or he had an accident. Okay.
It is the 70s. Maybe he got skyjacked. So he was part of the way writing the last of his Satan lectures called...
The last of his Satan lectures.
Satan's First Assault on the Earthly Realm. That was half finished in his typewriter.
Ooh.
Yeah. Ooh. So early the morning of November 6th, the next day, the police are just kind of like poking around looking for stuff, just like got little sticks. They find his ride. He has this sweet-ass ride, a 1970 station wagon.
Oh, wood panel on the sides?
Mm-hmm. Yes. Abandoned at a bus station in Binghamton, New York, which was nearby.
Okay. So
they find the car at a bus station.
Yeah.
His family's like, you know what? He's healthy. We haven't noticed any changes in how he's behaving. There are no issues at the church, no issues at home.
So there's no money issues, no foul
play. They're like
running
down their checklist. He hardly had any life insurance. He had just like a little policy.
Other than Satan, he has no rivals?
None. Just Satan. No debt. Says everything's happy. The investigation, they find no sign of like an affair or anything. He's got 2 kids. Love him. Neighbors described him as, quote, the happiest man on the street.
That's always a tell.
Right? Most of the people, right? They're like, well, you know what? I know what happened. Satan worshipers.
Yeah.
Occam's razor right
probably
there.
It. I mean, yeah.
So for 10 weeks, 140 members of the church met and prayed daily for his return.
Wait, 140 people got together every day for how many
10 weeks?
10. So 2.5 months.
Yeah.
140 people met daily
to pray for his return. Do you know
how much time that is?
Yes, that's a lot.
Like if I was like a contractor doing the man hours of like this job, I'm looking at a huge budget.
That's a deep investment. The church offered a $10,000 reward for information leading to his safe return, but they'd only give you $5,000 if you could just tell them where the body was. So they'll up it. You just got a body. All right, here's half. And then they also hired private investigators.
How much for just a body part to prove he's still around?
But they didn't disclose that. They hire some private investigators. Let me back up and tell you a little bit more about Don LaRose.
Please.
So he was born in Pennsylvania in 1940.
Born in Kentucky, Pennsylvania.
He grew up in the Lancaster, Pennsylvania area. He said his parents were both Pennsylvania Dutch. And as a kid,
it's big Amish country.
Yeah, he spent
That's where you
a lot
get all
of
the wagons and everything.
Yeah, exactly. He spent a lot of time with the Pennsylvania Dutch as kids. Mm-hmm. He said that he had an accent. growing up.
They do. That area has a nominal accent.
Yeah. He wrote out, you'll find later, he wrote out, and finally, when I was a little kid, this is the way my English come out.
Out among the English?
Translation, when I was a little kid, this is the way my English come out.
Ah, thank you.
So he wrote out his German accent.
He spoke with an accent?
Yeah.
He wrote with an accent.
He wrote with an accent. So he went to the Moody Bible School in Chicago.
I like that.
The Moody Blues Bible School. And that's where he met his wife, Eunice.
Okay.
And he didn't graduate. He left after 3 years before he finished. Goes back to Lancaster, works with an organization called Youth for Christ.
Sounds like a front group to go on.
Straight up, yeah. No, he then worked at Christian radio stations. Mm-hmm. One in Indiana, Wisconsin, Baltimore.
He's just bouncing around the Christian radio.
Yeah,
okay.
Yeah, he's just becomes like
this. Is he good or is he getting fired?
He's really good.
Okay.
In 1968, he moves to Syracuse, New York. Uh-huh. And he helps start a Christian radio station there and becomes a station manager.
Smart move.
His life is pretty straightforward, boring at this point.
Seems like it.
Comes from this strong family. He's got a faith-based career and his faith is strong. Mm-hmm. I'm not one to buy into the whole satanic panic thing.
What?
So it's unlikely that Satanists got wind of his anti-Satan sermons and wanted revenge. Plus, it's kind of as if anyone's paying attention to this.
And also, from what I've known, and I've known a couple of Satanists, or that modern Church of Satan, where they're basically just, I don't know how to say it, cantankerous types who just want to be right? Well, they have this approach that I'm like, when they describe Satanism, it's all about being able to do whatever you want. These are not people who care what you're doing. They care what they're allowed to do. They only care.
They seem to be really focused on religious civil liberties.
Yes, they want freedom of
and being kind of smugly intellectual about everything.
Yes, that as well.
So what happened to Don LaRose? If we've ruled that out, remember when I said the church hired private investigators?
Yes.
Well, a year after he went missing, mid-January 1976, the church terminates its relationship with him. And the prayer meeting stopped.
Oh, so they found him.
Well, yeah, not quite. The head deacon of the church said that their investigation showed that LaRose had planned his own disappearance.
Yeah.
Surprise. So those threatening letters with the cutout words, right? Those were created with words cut from the trade magazine called Broadcasting. And
he's the only subscriber in town?
Yes, he was one of the area's only subscribers. And other words came from the First Baptist Church's newsletter. So he's just working with what he knows.
The people who show up on this show because they get caught, I'm always just so tickled by look, you had this grand plan and then you decided I'm just going to use the closest available thing for the only thing that's going to be evidentiary.
Exactly.
Okay.
No thoughts. The letters and phone calls that he and the others got, those would arrive on Wednesdays, and that's the day he taught his Satan class. And then guess what happened after he disappeared?
Satan stuff stopped?
Yeah, the letters and the calls stopped.
Oh, really?
Yeah. And it was also discovered that earlier that year, LaRose had purchased carry-on luggage and cashed some stock, taken a cash advance. He was likely carrying around $4,300 at the time.
He'd been taking Portuguese lessons and studying about Brazil.
Exactly. But he had around a little over $22,000 on him in today's money.
That's today's money.
Yeah.
Okay.
$4,300 then. Zaron.
Elizabeth.
I want you to close your eyes.
Okay.
I want you to picture it.
You're not going to do any Satan stuff, are you?
Maybe.
All right, I'm closing my eyes.
It's the middle of February 1976.
Ooh, my eyes are closed.
You're a cool teen, captain of the football team. You're hanging out. Why are you laughing?
I'm sorry, go on.
You're hanging out at home one afternoon, listening to funky tunes on the radio.
Grand Funk Railroad.
You're flipping through the latest issue of your favorite magazine, Christianity Today.
Oh, I thought you were going to say Hot Rod.
No.
Okay.
As you peruse the articles, your eyes are drawn to a photo.
What's this?
It's a picture of the congregation of the Plymouth Brethren Church.
What is this I see?
And there, staring back at you, is the face of your missing pastor, Don LaRose.
What the?
Except he's captioned as a man named Bruce Williams.
That ain't no Bruce, that's Don LaRose.
No. You're pretty sure, though, it's Don LaRose. You scamper into the den and you alert your family. You ask them if they think it's also the missing pastor.
I need y'all to look at this.
Your mother gasps. Your father lets out a long exhale.
Oh.
The man your whole family has been spending so much time and money searching for is right there, miraculously delivered back to you, to his loving flock. So your parents, they alert the other members of the church. And those people contact the good people at Plymouth Brethren.
Uh-oh.
Yeah.
Tisk.
The wholesome Minnesotans at Plymouth Brethren, they spring into action and they arrange for a reunion with LaRose's wife and his parents. So the only problem is that LaRose claimed to not remember anything about his past life.
Wait, did they tell LaRose that they're coming?
Yeah, the people at the church were like, guess what? We found out who you really are.
Yeah, you can't do that.
No,
that's like waking up a sleepwalker.
Exactly.
Don't do that.
So he claims, he's like, you know what? I woke up in a boxcar in Minneapolis with a key in my pocket.
I've used this exact same lie.
And
it never works.
The key just happened to fit a nearby building.
I woke up in a boxcar in Minneapolis.
He had a birth certificate for Bruce Williams on him. And because of that, he was able to go get a social security card. He said, my abductors gave it to me. And they're like, wait, my abductors? This is the first we're hearing about this. Bruce Kent Williams, he was a guy from New York, from an area not far from where LaRose was living.
Had he died as a child?
Maine, New York, Connecticut. Yeah, Maine, New York. Yeah, he was like a 20-year-old who died in a car accident.
Oh, so he really did the birth certificate scam?
Completely.
Oh, wow.
So November 12th, 1975, before he gets exposed, LaRose, he shows up at this Christian rescue mission in Minneapolis. He agrees to join the Plymouth Brethren Church. He tells the church members he doesn't know anything about the Bible. What is this thing? This is so cool. He claims his parents had been killed in a car accident and that his wife and children had left him because he was an alcoholic. And then he told his landlady that he was a salesman who worked with his father and he was spending Christmas with his parents.
Huh.
He's just telling stories all over.
He's just salt and lies everywhere.
The church members, they get him a job as a dishwasher in the church. And then his family shows up right after this is all exposed. His family comes. He's like, I have no idea who these people are. Who are you again?
How old are his kids?
Honey, I don't know.
So they're kids, all right?
Yeah, they're kids. So they send him to a psychiatric facility in Pennsylvania. Case closed.
Oh.
The end. Thanks for listening. No. So LaRose and his family, they're trying to piece it together. He's given truth serum, he claims later.
Like sodium
amytal.
Okay.
And they said it's going to help him recover those memories, but there'll still be a gap. He also told everyone he was having shock treatments.
Get out.
Yeah. But when he gets his memory back, he's able to tell people some stuff about his abduction. Wait, when we come back.
Wait, I don't believe he's just willing to endure this to hang on to this lie?
When we come back, I'll let you know what happened to Pastor LaRose.
I'm on the edge of my seat.
All right, Zaron. When we left off, Don LaRose had been rescued from his post-abduction life in Minnesota.
Yes.
He's piecing together these recovered memories. He's starting to share his story a little bit. He claims that on November 4th, 1976, that day that we saw him eating the tuna sandwich.
Forcing it in his face like an angry raccoon.
That a man came into his office at the church. And the guy asked LaRose to come visit a buddy of his who was sick.
Was it Satan? Sorry.
Yes. Sure, said innocent LaRose. I love praying over people.
That's my second favorite thing to do.
So they hop in LaRose's car, and there's a man with a gun in there waiting for him.
In his car?
Yeah, in his own car. So the two men, they tell him to drive until he gets out of town, right? And then they force him into a van. And so the van, they first take him to Chicago. They went on a little trip. Yeah. A little road trip.
Well, you need to see the country, Don LaRose.
Here's a bag of corn nuts. Enjoy yourself. Then they go to Minneapolis and they set him free like a little bird. He said he was brainwashed with an electric machine that was attached to his forehead.
What?
I know. I don't even know.
The movies he must have watched throughout the 50s to come up with this stuff.
And then apparently they gave him a birth certificate and a key to a
Shoved
building.
In his pocket, put a key in. Okay.
It was like a rehoming exercise. He's like an injured woodland creature. Wait a second. He's Gerald the turkey. He's
been tagged and released.
They put him in a cardboard box, tipped him out. Why did this happen? What was the purpose of it all? Why would these people kidnap him and then release him after doing the brainwashing?
I'm going to go with the reason is they don't exist. They're not real and they're a lie.
Well, right. So he tells everyone this story makes no sense.
No,
Everyone's just like, oh, we're just so glad you're home. They're not
they
like,
don't
now hold on.
interrogate this?
No. They told themselves the story was true and then they just moved on.
Okay.
How? How do you do that?
I don't know.
I don't know either. So the family, they decide to move on, literally. In 1977, they moved to Hammond, Indiana. They just pull up stakes. They first visited the town on their way back from Minneapolis, and I guess they liked it.
They just liked it on the way.
They're like, you know what, we should just live here.
Remember that gas station we stopped at?
So
we
nice.
should live there.
They're like really good snacks. In 1978, he becomes the pastor of Hessville Baptist Church.
Okay.
And when he's there, he's like talking totally openly about the kidnapping. And he talks about the few months of his life that he spent as Bruce Kent Williams. He's like, he was delivered back to his family.
I'm assuming
by the grace
he's giving
of God.
credit to Jesus and on all this.
Yeah, that would make sense.
Right.
He claims at the time that he kept talking to police, like he kept trying to contact law enforcement and asking them to investigate what happened. And he then said, well, I was told if I called them again, I'd be arrested for filing a false complaint. So, Zaron, are you buying this story?
I'm actually trying to return it to the store. Someone brought it over as a gift. They left it here, and I'm like, can I return this? Because what is this deal? Dude,
well, it's not
this
over.
Guy has the worst lies, and he's playing everyone like they're idiots.
Well, here's the thing. He amps up the drama.
Oh, thank God.
Zaron, I have really bad news for you.
Okay. I'm Don LaRose.
Don LaRose did it again.
No!
June 9th, 1980.
No! Satanist?
He disappears again.
No! Are you kidding me?
No, he tells his wife, listen, I'm just going to pop next door to the church. I need to visit someone over there. No big, except he never came back.
He's like a sax player in the Depression. What is going on with this?
Well, okay, so the night before when he was giving a sermon, this is according to the church congregation, he is giving a sermon. He suddenly stops and looks up at the back of the room. No one else sees anything. And then later he said that he saw one of the Satanists through the window. So he's sticking with the Satanist thing.
Every time.
Yeah.
This boogeyman he's pulled up, everyone's like, oh, the Satanists. It's just like, it's like a shortcut where they stop thinking.
Right. So the congregation, they're like concerned when he doesn't show up for the regular Monday morning.
Sure, like the prayer
Satan
meeting.
And they report him missing. And apparently he has been working on a, quote, yet to be published book about the evils of Satan. And that manuscript was missing too, Zaron.
This is like last time with the letter and the typewriter.
So LaRose later, when asked about this.
Is he still married to the same first wife?
Eunice. Yeah.
So Eunice is going through this again?
Again.
Oh, poor Eunice.
So later on, he said that he was told he could either...
How could he do this to Eunice?
I don't know. I feel for her.
Sorry, go on.
He's told that he could either stay in Hammond and, quote, watch my family die a painful death in front of my eyes, or I could turn myself over to these people and I would live.
What does he think?
What?
Oh, man.
So he was worried that the police wouldn't believe him, that he was getting harassed by Satanists again.
Had very good reason.
So he did what any rational person who wants to protect his family would do.
He hired some Satanists.
No, he went to a nearby town. He bought a bicycle, put on a backpack, and rode away. He biked his way out of this whole thing. Just going to wheel on a squeaky squealer. In 2007, he told the press, quote, what happened in 1980, whether it was right or wrong what I did it under threat from the safety of my family and for our own survival. None of us would probably be here today if I had not done that, and there would be some bodies in some graves.
This man can tie his own shoes?
Just Velcro. 2007. Keep that date in mind, right?
2007. Okay.
Yeah. So he's saying that, look, I didn't have a choice. He said that after he left Indiana, after he rode out of Indiana.
Like Debo. Great.
It's my back now. He moved from town to town. He goes to Des Moines, Omaha, Denver, Cheyenne. He's working odd jobs.
Okay.
Right? He has a website, but we'll get to that. But the 2002 version of it, which isn't, he's taken this part down. But I guess earlier this year, March, he was writing, quote, I have delivered newspapers over a 73-mile route each day, worked as an investigator of workmen's comp fraud cases, and helped build the inside of Dollar General stores and do the initial stocking of the shelves, all while operating my farm just outside Seligman, Missouri.
None of this is true, right?
No. At one point...
What is he trying to get? He's not even like gaining a lot from this. He just gets like a bike and a new lease on life.
And he just scoots out. At one point during his journeys, he said that 3 men in suits approached him and asked if he'd seen the man in a photo that they showed him, and it was a photo of him. And,
have you seen this man?
Yeah, and he said he had long hair and a long beard, so they didn't recognize him. He's like, no, I don't know who that is. And then wheeled on away. So once again, though, he's using Bruce Kent Williams' identity and social security card. Kent. So when he got brought back the first time, he kept the social security card. But now he's just going by Ken. You can call me Ken. He goes to Northwest Arkansas in the early 80s. Now, remember that the real Bruce Kent Williams...
died from a car accident?
Yeah, born in 1938, died in a car accident in 1958. Mm-hmm. Also killed in that accident was a young man named Donald Fragano. Now, apparently, LaRose at one point also claimed to be Donald Fragano.
What is up with this car accident? Does he know these people?
I think he read about it in the paper probably and was like, I'll just pull both of those.
Fixated on it. He's like, my name's Don.
He ordered both birth certificates. So
I got 6, 7 going right now.
And then sometimes he claimed that he worked as a salesman for the Donald Fragano Company.
We have to start the Donald
I'm going to get business
company.
Cards made. So starting around 1981, LaRose/Williams, he worked for 7 years at the radio station KAMO in Rogers, Arkansas. Yeah.
He does these long stints.
Oh, yeah. Then he moves to Centerton, Arkansas.
And where's Eunice?
Eunice is at home, like with a candle in the window, just like, I'll wait for you, honey.
Oh, man.
Centerton, Arkansas. He moves there in the mid-'80s. He told people that he was a former chief executive from a huge Chicago advertising firm.
Yes. Okay.
Who just happens to relocate to this town of 2,500 people.
I got tired of the fast life.
LaRose/Williams then gets married. 1986, he marries Patricia.
Okay. So
let me clarify. That's his second wife while still being married to Eunice.
I'm worried about Eunice now.
Yeah, me too. He worked at a local radio station, KURM, as a popular news anchor.
KURM? Kerm. That's an unfortunate.
Kermy. And he was a talk show host.
Okay.
Yeah. He later wrote...
giving advice to people on how to live best, I'm sure.
He later wrote, quote, "The most difficult question I have been asked is why did I not contact my family? I did try to keep up with where they were, even driving to Indiana and Pennsylvania on 2 separate occasions. However, I feared making any contact, believing that there was always the possibility that it might lead whoever was responsible for my abduction in Maine, New York, directly to me and to them."
You see, I would want to be with my family. I love them. I do. But I'm really worried that this unnamed person no one has ever seen might harm them. And you have to understand, this is a rational decision I'm making.
How is he still sticking to the abduction story?
Not only is he sticking to it, but he is hinging everything. Like, he's like, oh, yeah, these are good decisions I'm making.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, he's arguing that
I'm believable.
This is the rational, believable choice.
1987, Eunice declares him dead. Has him declared dead.
Good on you, Eunice.
Yeah, Eunice is like, he left. I don't know where he is. He's dead to me. And then she eventually remarried, moved on with her life.
Good.
In 1996, LaRose, as Ken Williams, he went on this 10-day trip to Israel that he said, quote, "changed my life and my entire way of understanding the Bible." So He has like this...
like just the Holy Land's effect on him?
I guess,
He's just like, oh, I saw the sights, seeing Bethlehem with my own eyes.
Yeah,
okay.
Suddenly it was like, the angels saying, 2001... LaRose, as Ken Williams, he gets appointed mayor of Centerton, Arkansas, population 2,500.
Wow, okay.
Appointed. Well, why was he appointed?
I was curious about that.
Well, I'm glad you asked.
Yeah, why did he get appointed, Elizabeth?
Centerton's previous mayor, Mike Wakefield, he got busted for vandalism, public intoxication, and resisting arrest. And then he took a plea deal. Okay. And then he resigned.
Wonder what the vandalism was.
Well, I'll tell you.
Oh, you know?
I can tell you the whole long drama with that. So Wakefield apparently was like the first mayor of the town who wasn't part of the same extended family that had been running things for a long time. So the first thing Wakefield did as mayor was change the locks on City Hall because he wanted to take inventory of the property before the Water and Sewer Commission removed money or items that didn't belong to them.
Wow.
Yeah. So the commission was formed only after Wakefield had defeated the incumbent mayor, Sherman Kenyon, who was also related to some of these commission members.
Sure.
So he's on his way out. He's like, all right, water and sewer, whatever, we'll call you this. Go in, fix this. Wakefield claimed that when he went in, like on his first day, he goes into the office, there's a calendar. His first day is January 1st, 1999, and they had written Doomsday on the calendar.
So serious.
So he changes the locks. The town council responds by changing the locks again and barring him from entering the building except for during business hours. Their own mayor.
The Water and Sewer Council of Power is blocking City Hall from the mayor who's been appointed.
Yeah.
Oh, no, wait, he was the one who was elected, right?
Yeah, he was elected. So then Wakefield, he kept firing the police chief. And then City Council.
Would the police chief show back up to work?
No, the City Council would then hire him back.
Of course.
Yeah,
I don't know
it was
why.
like a back and forth. April 2000, Wakefield gets arrested for a DWI. And then he later pleads guilty to it.
Oh, he actually was legitimately?
Apparently.
Okay.
And then later that month that he pled guilty, on Halloween night, he vandalized an opponent's campaign sign while drunk. I think he was driven to drink by this. He allegedly spray painted the word family on the sign for an alderman who was running for re-election. And then apparently, because they're all like in the same family. Apparently, alderman had all these, extended family.
Why is family? Bro, you need to work on your tagging.
Yeah, that's like his tagging name. So he gets charged with criminal mischief, public intoxication, resisting arrest. He pleads guilty and resigns, and that paves the way for Don LaRose / Williams
Kent
to step
Williams.
in. Later, LaRose / Williams, he gets properly elected and then reelected again and again.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So he's good at his job. The corrupt people like him.
Yeah, he's just he fits right in. He does what they want.
Yeah, exactly. He's like
until he bicycles away from town.
Gree.
Let's take a break and chill out to some cool ads.
All right.
And then when we come back, I'm going to let you know how things went for old Mr. Mayor.
Thank you.
All right, Zaron.
Wake up. Elizabeth, what's going on?
It's now 2007.
I need to file my taxes.
You okay? Yeah. Don LaRose, a.k.a. Ken Williams, he's mayor of the boomtown of Centerton, Arkansas. Did you know that Centerton is located in the, quote, rapidly growing Northwest Arkansas region? And that region is also known as the NWA region, Northwest Arkansas.
NWA, Arkansas.
He's repping NWA. In 2007, one of LaRose's family members
1,000 miles from Centerton and running.
was just poking around online, toodlings, researching the LaRose family on the internet. And have I told you how much I love genealogy sleuthing?
Yeah, you have, and I've tried not to listen, but you keep bringing it up.
I'm not going to stop. I'm relentless.
Is this another one time? Okay.
I can't get with the DNA testing. Have you done the DNA testing?
Are you kidding me? No.
No, I can't. But I can get with old documents, right?
Oh, yeah, exactly.
I like that.
And my family's done genealogy, so on my mother's side and on my father's side partially, so I have a pretty good sense. So we didn't need to do the DNA because we had a sense.
Right. I like all the old documents, and they're constantly putting up new scans of these things. So new things are popping up. But ship manifests, insane asylum records. That's my jam. For
your bread and your butter.
Well, there's some that I want to look at, but I actually have to go places in person to
like archive records and
like
stuff?
insane asylum records. I'm not kidding.
I know you're not.
So for the LaRose family member, though, all they had to do is aggressive Googling. They discovered DonLaRose.com.
Get out.
It's not a super common name, right? Don LaRose.
Oh, Kent Williams, what are you doing to me, man?
Well, Don LaRose, nowhere to be found in real life, but there's a whole website about him.
Because he wanted to keep all of his influence going?
Yeah, it's not like an Unsolved Mysteries thing where they're like, whatever happened to Don?
Yeah, it's his website.
It's his website.
And it's for his books and his letters and stuff. Okay.
Yeah. So the family member looks up who owns this website, right? It's a guy named Ken Williams in Centerton, Arkansas.
He's like, get out.
Yeah. And they're like, well, what other things does this Ken Williams own? Oh, he owns KenWilliamsMinistries.org. Guess what?
And also, Ken Williams was the name of the guy the first time.
But the two websites are like identical except for different color schemes, but like the layout is the same. It's amazing.
He's so lazy.
He's totally lazy. So the family members, they call the local paper instead of the police. They're like, we're just going to get this actually done.
Yeah, let's get the story out this time.
Tell them about the discovery. Boom. Story takes off. So they called the Benton County Record.
Oh, Benton, Arkansas, yes.
They pulled the most amazing Mike Wallace level journalistic bust on this, and they're the raddest. I love these. Okay, so November 19th, 2007, 3 reporters from the Benton County Daily Record, they confronted the man that they believed to be Williams about the LaRose connection, right? Initially, he denies it. One of the reporters was Jennifer Turner. Quote, I said, I believe you are Don LaRose, Turner said. She said she told him, there's no way around it. We're going to run a story. So they put him on the spot, right? They knew they were onto something. They keep investigating. He denies it. They pulled up old news reports. They find photos. They stayed on the story. They go back to his office the next day at the mayor's office.
This is the mayor. I love this.
Yeah.
It's like he has to show up certain places. They know he's going to be at the city council meeting. They know he's going to be.
They're right there. They show him the evidence. They tell him, all right, go online, type in donlarose.com. They make him open the website right there.
He does it?
He looks at it. He's like, I don't know.
My fingers, I can't work them.
I don't know anything about this. It's not me.
It's not me.
So then that
Sir,
night,
that is a picture of you.
that evening, he calls them to the reporters. He calls them and is like, come over to my house. Let's talk. So the reporter's like, all right. They show up at his house. He says, I am Don LaRose. I am Ken Williams.
I am every woman.
I contain multitudes. He said he told them everything. But did he?
No, I know he did not.
So he said that he built donlarose.com to bring attention to his story and his case for the cops. Yeah.
For the cops?
And then he told reporters that because authorities hadn't believed him, his, quote, biggest frustration was that the system did not work and actually worked against me.
He's the victim of all of this.
So he said he feared that his confession might put his family in danger.
Oh, of course. We got to go with that one. Poor Eunice.
His second wife, Pat, she said she loved him and she'd stand by him. She said, quote, he'll always be Ken. So she's fine, whatever.
Wait, okay. All right. Sure, fine.
Yeah. So, whatever. He's like, I'm Ken, I'm Don, just deal with it. November 21st, 2007, he confesses after the article comes out. LaRose/Williams, he resigns as mayor of Centerton.
Okay.
He says he doesn't have the credibility to do it anymore. His resignation letter, he signed with both of his names.
He's just through it at this point.
He's like I'm going to be two people.
Don Ken, man.
He told papers, though, that he's going to stick in town. He's not going to move. Quote, maybe even serve on city boards, commissions, or in a volunteer position. Like, he's loving this. His father, Don's father, still alive, was then living in a senior home facility. He said he had no interest in talking to his son, wanted nothing to do with him, but then later changed his mind, and then the two of them spoke on Thanksgiving that year. Okay. I have no idea what they spoke about. LaRose/Williams also wanted to see his two daughters.
I hope they did not.
Eunice was apparently, quote, embittered about the situation. I think that's an understatement.
Heavy.
But he has a grandson that he had never met and who said, quote, wasn't embarrassed by it. And then, quote, I'd like to talk to him. So he's got a grandson who's like, yeah, I'll give crazy grandpa a try.
I mean, I have to give these people a lot of credit for being so forgiving and living according to their faith.
They are.
I mean,
damn. They are, yeah. So the grandson told the local Indiana press, quote, I don't know if he's crazy or if he's lying to everybody about this satanic attack and all these threats. I don't know if he just didn't want to pay child support and disappeared or what happened. So you got this chill grandson who's like, whatever, I'll hear him out. No word from the daughters. The daughters are like, good riddance. No, Eunice has been through a lot. So
she got a new man.
Even though LaRose/Williams had been using a dead man's social security number, since he'd been contributing to social security,
he doesn't get popped.
He was still entitled to receive benefits when he retires.
He gets Ken Williams benefits?
And he gets a city pension.
Wait, does he also get his own? Does he get two Social Security checks?
Probably, yeah. For both Social Security numbers.
The federal government is not onto that. They're like, yeah, just send them out.
No. Late 2007, early 2008, he gets hired back by his former employer, KURM, Kerm Radio.
You're listening to Kerm Radio.
They give him the 5 to 7 a.m. first hour and breakfast show slots.
He gets the drive time slot? What, are you kidding me?
Now, if you go to kenwilliamsministries.org, which is still live, he says he retired from Kerm in 2010.
What is he doing now?
I'll tell you.
Getting ready to leave a wife?
May 2008, he changed his name legally to Bruce Ken Williams.
He just preferred that one?
Just went ahead with it.
He's like, I've got more monogrammed robes.
Yeah. In August of 2008, he does get charged with second-degree forgery for fraudulently signing various documents, quote, including tax returns, government documents, and election documents between 2000 and 2008 using the name Bruce Kent Williams.
I wonder if they can get him on that. That's a serious, that's like, like if you're doing mail fraud, like you'll get 20 years on some vote stuff.
Yeah. So the charge was punishable up to 10 years in prison and a $10,000 fine.
That's usually serious.
They waived his bail because he wasn't considered a flight risk. Although, did they take his bicycle?
Bike away, yeah.
So he pleads not guilty, but then he changes his plea to guilty for fraudulently signing government documents with an assumed name. And the prosecutor in the case said, quote, we really don't know why he did this.
He doesn't know why he did this.
His own attorney said, quote, in my almost 23 years of practice, this is one of the most unusual cases I've ever handled.
The thing that gets me is, this time we talked about these criminals, and there's a clear thing that they're trying to get or to get away from, there is some gain or some loss.
Right.
In this case, there is nothing that I can hear what you're saying other than he just got away for a moment. I mean, like, bro, you ever thought about a vacation? And they have these things where you can get away from your family for a while.
He doesn't change his life. He just goes and gets a repeat
does
version.
The same thing, yes.
Yeah. So he didn't have a criminal history, so he gets sentenced to 5 years probation.
Okay.
100 hours of community service.
Which is not a lot.
And $2,900 in fine and costs. So he asked, he's like, hey, can I do my community service at a park in Centerton? And the city council's like, no, get out of here, dude. They won't let him do it. So he can request after 5 years probation, right? He could ask to have his record expunged because he didn't have any priors. Mm-hmm. I don't know if that ever happened.
Sure, man.
Like I said earlier, though.
Whose record would they expunge?
Both. So I told you, right? Ken Williams' website still active.
Mm-hmm.
The bio on the website for Ken Williams mentions nothing of his life as Don LaRose. Zero mentions, zero reference. It's really weird. Like he has a bio about what he's done in his life.
I'm just so confused. Like what motivates his behavior? It's such a self-wrecking behavior with a very little payoff.
Yeah, he does tell the story of his retirement. He said he was putting a roof on his barn and that he was in pain. Like as he was working, it kept getting worse and worse. And then it didn't go away. And they later discovered that he had an inoperable malignant tumor on his spine. So he had radiation and that helped. But they're like, it's not going away. It's still going to grow. So then some people from Colombia came to his church and because there's a huge Hispanic population at the church. Sure. And the lady prayed over him and the tumor disappeared. That's what he said. That's what he said.
What did the doctor say?
Website says he's still cancer-free. He said his doctor said he's cancer-free.
All right, fine. I believe it, whatever.
But there's also donlarose.com. That's still active. And it's changed. You can look on the Wayback Machine and see earlier versions.
See, I thought you were going to say that the cancer tumor was like putting pressure on his spine and making him weird. Like some people have tumors in their brains and their sense of humor changes or whatever.
Exactly where I thought this was going. Nope. He's just like, well, the Lord took my tumor. Don LaRose website still active. He says on there that he's an old man and he needs donations for all the books that he provides for free on his site. He's written all these books.
What?
And he puts them up there and he's like, if you like them, download them, but you got to, give me a little donation, whatever, cash or money order. And he has a Don LaRose email address on there. And on the Ken Williams, there's a Ken Williams email address.
Did you write to them both?
No.
Just send an email to each?
No, I'm so scared.
Like, dear Don LaRose, but send it to Ken Williams.
I'm Don LaRose now. I'm Ken Williams.
Tell him you're taking Don LaRose from him.
So apparently he's still out there living in the liminal space between two identities.
Well, I've got a new name for signing into hotels. I'm Don LaRose.
What is that your ridiculous takeaway? What's your ridiculous takeaway here?
My ridiculous takeaway is faith is a hell of a drug in this regard. This man is just like apparently willing to forgive himself all over the place. I have to assume that's what allows him to do this, is like he's willing to expunge his own record.
Well, it's not him, right? Okay, on his website, here's what I think is interesting about him. He talks on his website. This is on the Ken Williams, not the Don LaRose.
Like I'm going to look these up, but go on.
So he talks on his website a lot about love and sin and redemption. He says he's going to explain the Bible
Things
to everybody.
He knows well.
Yeah. So
write what you know.
In his life, he kind of confesses to everything he did, but not completely. It is obvious to everyone.
Yes.
He was not abducted.
Yes.
He won't let that go.
He's maintaining that.
Yeah. So, but on his website, he mentions none of this kind of stuff on his website. But his discourse about love seems to be solely between an individual and God.
What do you mean?
Well, there's nothing about...
for him, love means God's love and your love of God.
And no mention about love
like
for
partners,
fellow
children.
living things or doing good works for others. Nothing. And the talk about redemption is only about making things right with God, not other people. Let me read to you from his website.
Please.
Salvation is not like a pardon. A pardon simply forgives you of the consequences of your deed. God's salvation is much more than that. When God cleanses you with the blood of the Lamb, your sin is completely eradicated. Before God, you become as though you have never sinned. You are made holy. That doesn't mean that you will be perfect from that point on. It does mean that you are now a member of God's family, and as a member, you can come to your Redeemer and ask for forgiveness for those times and those things which are short of the mark. A constant study of the Bible will help you understand more and more of what God has for you individually. He does have a plan for you, both now and in eternity.
See, I think I understand now finally the issue. He's mistaken God's family for Vin Diesel's family in Fast and the Furious, where he's willing to forgive you and you can live in this insane world, do whatever you want, and then everything's forgiven because family.
Well, it sounds an awful lot to me like he feels that since he's gotten it right with God, everything's cool.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I mean. That's the Vin Diesel.
He made a vow to Eunice.
Yes.
And they created human beings together.
Yes.
Whole
people.
He doesn't care. I mean, he has these kind of but he sticks with that whole...
Do you think he sins to get God's attention?
Maybe. But he abandoned his entire family.
Yes.
He is so cold.
Twice.
Yeah. So I think that's something he maybe needs to take up with God. That's something you got to get right with on that one. It's just such a weird... He's this pastor. He thinks he's directing people, but this is a very toxic, ego-driven version of whatever he's got going on. There's not a lot of Christian love in his life.
I'm fairly certain, like, if Jesus came back to earth and he was like talking to Don LaRose, he's like, "Look, man, I think you've made some misunderstandings of my work." And then Don
LaRose / Williams would be like, "Look, a Satanist," and then have him turn around and away on a bike. That's it.
My mama gave me that cross. Sorry, I had to mix that one up.
I like that. I don't have anything else about this.
Oh, that's a good one.
You can find us online at Ridiculous Crime on both Twitter and Instagram. You know what? If you want to email us, go ahead, ridiculouscrime@gmail.com.
And if you can figure out how to telegram us, do it.
Yeah, carrier pigeon.
Yeah, send us a telegram.
And then other than that, just tune in next time. Ridiculous Crime is hosted by Elizabeth Dutton and Zaron Burnett. Produced and edited by Regional Director of Strategic Satanic Kidnappings, Dave Kustin. Research is by Escape Bicycle Vendor, Marissa Brown. The theme song is by local radio personalities Thomas Lee and Travis Dutton. Executive producers are dogged investigative reporters Ben Bolin and Noel Brown.
Ridiculous Crime.
Say it one more time.
Ridiculous Crime.
Ridiculous Crime is a production of iHeartRadio. For more podcasts from iHeartRadio, visit the iHeartRadio app, Apple Podcasts, or wherever you listen to your favorite shows.